Page 30, Rustic Dance. They're introducing a new musical term at the top of the page, DC, or short for da capo, all coda. But I'll explain that when I get to the roadmap, what I call the roadmap part of the lesson. I'll talk about that later. So Rustic Dance, look it over. It's 4 lines long, about a page long, of music. This will be longer than that because of the DC, but it's 4 lines of music to learn. Treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so we're either in C major or A minor. If we look at the end, wherever the end is at the bottom, we have a C here. Is that here? Here. Ending on a C major chord, I'm guessing we're in C major. Do the scales for both though. C major and A minor. Yeah. Now on the scales, I have to leave it up to you because I can't hear you. If you can play these scales comfortably, and the trill exercises comfortably, and you don't need to look at the keyboard to do them, then you can go to the 2 octaves. But don't go to 2 octaves until you're comfortable with 1 octave. Don't push it. You got time. And 3/4 time signature, 1 hand at a time. Let's start here. Right hand. 1 and 2 and 3. Pretty straightforward. Not moving around there until we get to measure 7. You cross over for 1 note here. However, I don't like that because I'm out of position for the next measure. Next measure, I need to be here. I have 2 beats rest. I have time. I can do that. There's nothing wrong with using thumb and then 2 beats of rest to come down. I would prefer not to. I want a fingering that lets me connect it. I don't want to have to move like that. So what I'm going to do in the previous measure, rather than thumb, I'm going to use 3rd finger because that's where I need to be. So again, measure 7, it's here. When I cross over, I'm just going to stay there. Use 3rd finger. That's all. Now I'm in position to go on. To me, that's a much better fingering. For measure 10, you can use the thumb if you want. If you don't want to be up in here, and I don't, I'm going to come down and use 2nd finger because that allows me to stay out here. I do this a lot rather than this. You decide how you're going to finger it, or your teacher will tell you, and that's fine. But I'm going to use a 2-1 for measure 10 and measure 12 because my 3rd finger is still there where I need it to be. Now at the end, the coda, the bottom line, you're up here. And then you have a whole measure and a beat to come up here. You got plenty of time. Normally I would just reach up and do it here. So I'm not moving, I'm just stretching out. But you can go ahead and move up if you want because you got a lot of time to do it. Left hand, well, it is a C and a G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is fun. Now we get to measure 8. You got 1 beat rest, you have to come up here. Well, if you're already in position in the right hand, you don't have to worry about moving the right hand. You just concentrate on the left. And the 2 ledger lines above bass clef now is an E. 1 ledger line is middle C, 2 would be an E. You need to know that note. Just memorize it. The coda at the bottom, the last line, you're down here. And cross over for 1 note. Now I put the hands together and see what I end up with. And I'll hesitate at first, but that's okay. I don't care. It's here and here. I'm not doing a lot in the left hand, so that makes it easier. Here. Let's go down to the 2nd line. Measure 7. We're here. Rest, rest. During the rest, I get the left hand up where it goes. I already have the right hand there. Measure 13, I'm using the same fingers. Now it's different fingers. Yeah. And then the last line, we're here. And as I'm doing this, I get the right hand up. Yeah. So put the hands together, and then I'll go back over it slowly. I work out any hesitations. And as you're doing these hesitations, getting rid of them, don't keep playing at all. Only focus on those spots where you're hesitating. Once you get those ironed out, then you can go back and test it, check it, and play it all. And then work out those hesitations. After that, I do the articulation. We have staccatos and flexing at the wrist, or short staccatos. And at here, you can separate that if you want to. You don't have to connect it. If they really wanted you to connect it, they could put the curved line over to the F. To the F here. On the other hand, a lot of times they won't put a curved line over a bar line for some reason. However, if you look at the second line in the second measure, there, measure 7, they do take it across. So in my opinion, I would separate this at the beginning. Lift up. Not short. It's not staccato, you just lift up. Lift up. So I put in the articulation. Then I have the dynamics, and that applies to whichever hand is the melody, which here is the right hand, loud. This is sort of soft. You get to the last two measures of the second line, you're moderately loud, that's the left hand. This, soft. And the third line, measure 13. They're kind of both hands here. And then softer. Come down to softer. Yeah, and the fermata, you just hang on to that for a while. If I play it with a metronome, I'll double it and hold it for 4 counts instead of 2. And that's pretty much the dynamics, I think. The coda at the end, I'd play both hands the same there. Yeah, play both hands the same. Then the speed. Well, Allegro's quick. But these eighth notes need to be even. What can you do even? Don't go faster than even. But again, it's kind of a quick 1, 2, 3, 1. And then the road, what I call a road map. The road map goes back to the old paper road maps we used to use before GPS. Tells me when to go where, because you don't always just start at the beginning and play straight through to the end. You jump around. You do okay. Well, at the end of the third line, you have a DC all coda. DC, remember, means go back to the beginning. Simple as that. Don't ask questions. Just go to the beginning. All coda is similar to all fine. We've had DC all fine. All fine means the fine goes go to fine. Well, here all coda means go to the coda sign, which is the circle with the crosshairs. And you'll find that at the first line between the last two measures above it, there's a circle with it. It has the words to coda. You don't need the words, you just need the sign. That's okay. So you're going to go back up to and play the first 4 measures again, and then immediately jump to the coda, which is the last line. It has a sign too. You're connecting the signs. So it's about 4 measures longer than it looks. But keep a steady beat all the way through. And when you're jumping around like this, make sure that you got the hands figured out, because if you have to move, you got to work all that out. Take a look at the third line down the last 2 measures. You have a writ there. Here, you're going to slow down, and then you're going to hang on to this for a bit. And then you have a 1-beat rest. That 1-beat rest is still slow. You haven't sped up yet. You don't speed up until you go back to the beginning, and then you take your original speed. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3, hold, just keep, rest, boom. It's not 1, 2, 3, hold, and then a rest, boom. The rest is slow. So you gotta have a longer rest before you go boom. Okay. Of course, if I play with a metronome, I can't slow down, so it doesn't matter. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Feel these natural accents all the way, always. Let's play this together slowly and check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. Now, I'm not going to do louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms, but I will do the staccatos and we will do the DC, all that stuff. So I'll give us 3 counts because there's 3 counts in a measure. 1 and ready and go and. Rest, rest. Two, three. Two, hold, 2 to the beginning.